Prologue, the new town hall. An echo is not the sound itself. It is the memory of sound, stretched across distance, softened by time. Once the town square was our echo. Laughter, arguments, songs carried in the air. Every word lingered long enough to remind us that we were not alone. Now when we step into the square, there is no stone, no sky, no crowd. We step into glass, into light, into something built not to carry our voices, but to capture them, to pin them down, to turn them into currency. The echoes are still there, yes, but they are no longer ours. When the Commons was ours. There was a time when the Commons was real, parks where children shouted into the wind, libraries where whispers became knowledge, courthouse steps where protests became movements. It was flawed, divided, patrolled, sometimes unsafe, but it belonged to us. Every bench and every tree carried our weight. Our voices left their mark on wood and stone. The echoes stayed because the place was ours. Now the Commons is gone, and the echoes belong to someone else. The Great Migration online. We thought we were moving forward, from plazas to platforms, from crowded streets to infinite feeds. It felt like freedom. A square larger than nations, a place for every voice, a dream too vast for any wall to contain. But what we entered was not a square. It was a marketplace. The floors were polished, the banners bright, the doors wide open, but every inch was private ground. Rules written not by the people, but for shareholders. Enforced not by law, but by policy. The moment we stepped inside, we were no longer citizens. We became users, and the echoes we left behind were no longer free. They were trapped, recorded, sold. Algorithms as gatekeepers. In the old square, if you wanted to be heard, you shouted. If your words were good, people leaned in. If not, they drifted away. The echo was yours to make, and the crowd was free to answer. Now the echo is filtered. Invisible code decides who hears you. 10 people or 10 million. A protest amplified or erased. A grief honored or ignored. And always the echoes that travel farthest are not reason or care or truth, but rage, fear, and conspiracy. The gatekeeper no longer wears a badge. It wears machine learning, and it answers not to us, but to profit. The silent hand of profit. Every pause of your thumb is an echo, every second of your gaze, another. The square was not built for democracy. It was built for revenue. The system does not ask what is true. It asks what will keep us here longer, what will make the echo repeat. Outrage lingers longer than reason. Division is more profitable than peace. The echo chamber is not an accident. It is the business model. Movements amplified, movements erased. Sometimes the system works. A hashtag catches. A movement rises. For a moment, voices align and the square feels alive again, as if the dream had finally come true. But the same hand that amplifies can erase. Just as quickly, a movement can be silenced. Not because it is false, not because it is dangerous, but because it is inconvenient. Once it is gone, there is no record, no stone to carry the sound, no witness to say it was ever there. Only silence. The illusion of choice. They tell us that if we don't like it, we can leave. But where can an echo go when the walls themselves belong to someone else? The smaller platforms exist, the splinters, but the gravity of attention pulls us back to the giants. The square is not where you wish it to be. It is where everyone else already stands, and so the choice is an illusion. You may speak, but only into the walls they have built. The price of speaking freely. What is the cost of an echo now? Once, it was only the effort of breath. Now it is everything. Every word recorded, every voice harvested, every echo turned into profit. And when you cross the wrong line, today clear, tomorrow shifting, you are gone. Not by jury, not by judge, but by a faceless decision that ends with, "We regret to inform you." Freedom of speech has become tenancy of speech. We do not own our voices anymore, we only rent them. What democracy demands of its spaces. Democracy cannot live without echoes that belong to the people, not hollow ones bent by profit, not filtered ones steered by code, but real echoes carried by air and by stone, unowned and unbought. Spaces where lies can be answered, no, not buried, where truth still has weight, where dignity cannot be negotiated away. If the square belongs to shareholders, then the echoes do not belong to us. And without echoes, democracy dies.